Yes, I was going to tell you that. Yes, they're both known as sons of thunder, and we were getting the message about lightning. Isn't that crazy? I had to tell you something else too. I'm almost done reading the book. Like, I've read the whole story, but now I'm reading like the acknowledgments at the end, and I had to take a break because what I just read, it was just a lot of information. But I wanted to share with you what I saw last night. So last night I'm going to close the side window and I see something moving in the breeze. And what I saw looked to me like a woman in a robe covering her head, like moving about. And I was thinking automatically it was my daughter, because my daughter has this pink blanket and she always puts it over her head and dances around with it. And it's like it wasn't clicking like what I was seeing. I was like, what am I seeing? But Kenzie was upstairs in bed. And I'm like, okay, it's not Kenzie. And I look closer, and here it's the neighbor's American flag blowing in the wind, but that was not what I saw. What I saw was a woman in a robe with her head covered, like kind of like moving around, like putting the robe on herself, and then like dancing around in a circle. And I'm like, holy shit. Did I just see a vision of Mary? Because literally that was the first thing I thought. And it just like, it just took me by surprise. And I haven't seen a vision like that in a while. I mean, obviously when I looked closer, it was the American flag. But like I said, when I was looking in the reflection of the window, that is not what I saw. I thought it was my daughter behind me playing with her blanket and moving around with it over her head, but that wasn't it. And my brain couldn't comprehend at the time what I was seeing. And I really think I saw a vision of Mary. Yeah, it was weird. It was almost like she was like trying to hide her face from me when I saw the vision, but I wasn't scared. I was just trying to understand like what I was seeing and not comprehending. Yeah, and then I'm reading the afterward mentions in the book, and then it clicked because she was both a widow and a bride, and clear as day, I'm reading, it says noblewoman. Like, there's no coincidence with that. Like, the train went, told me to read the book again. I pick it up, I'm reading maybe like, how many pages is this? 12 pages, not even. It goes from page 431 to page 441. So like 11 pages. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I think she's just like, she's coming through so strong, and I'm freaking out because I'm reading this like basically summary of Kathleen McGowan and how she came about all this information, how she didn't plan for any of it, and it just all fell into place to write this book. And she was receiving visions of Mary as well as the character in this book. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, just within these 11 pages, I'm reading this. I'm like, are you kidding me? I know. And like, I really feel like Mary's spirit has come alive within a lot of women right now. Like, she's coming through you, she's coming through me, she's coming through my friend Righteous Decoy, she's coming through Kirsten, my friend Angie. It's like we're all picking up on different energetic signatures of her. It's just really cool. And yeah, and as I'm reading about Kathleen McGowan and her search for all this information having to do with Mary, which she wasn't even intentionally looking for, she was going to be researching like Marie Antoinette and like these other women that, you know, had different stories told about them. And she ended up learning so much more about Mary Magdalene and writing like this whole series of books on her. And with that, like traveling different places, but also receiving synchronicities along the way and puzzle pieces that she was like becoming obsessed with because they kept presenting themselves to her. And it's like, that's exactly what we're going through, you know?
And it's undeniable. The sheer volume of it, like the level of synchronicity is off the charts, and it seems to come in waves. Like if you choose to connect with it, like they're right ready there with the next round of information to just to bring it back alive. You know, I'm not surprised, Kim, that you saw her. I think the connection that you're building is just strengthening and strengthening and strengthening, and there's no question but that. Yeah, they're both of them are coming through in the collective, so that we can. I was just reading about actually the bonding of atoms, funnily enough, and it's kind of like that.
Oh, okay. Something activated me with what you just said too, because you said they're both coming through. And then I was thinking in those 10 or 11 pages that I just read, where I had all those aha moments, she's talking about the visions that she had with Mary Magdalene. But right before this afterward mention, in the book that I just finished, like the actual story, the lady in the story that's holding that Magdalene essence, receiving all the clues about her, she has a personal encounter, a vision of Isa himself, Jesus himself. And he comes to her and says, "You aren't finished yet." And it just like, it ran chills through all my spine. There's just so much. Like, hold on, I'm trying to find where he said it. Also, the seven demons that he cast out of her is a fucking lie. Like, this woman, she got literally access to the Dead Sea Scrolls and texts within the Vatican that she could not disclose. I'm talking like first-hand accounts, second-hand accounts, like people, everything. Like, she's traveled all over the world, and this information has been given to her. And the last chapter is chapter 22, of course, and where Jesus asks Mary to marry him. And this book is, of course, on page 322, March 22nd. What he says to her, hold on, I'm trying to find it. He goes, "You are my daughter in who I am well pleased." And it says, his voice was a melody, a song of unity and love that resonated in the air around her. She floated on that music for an eternal moment before crashing down to the sound of his next words. "But your work is not yet finished." It's like, that resonated in me so deep. Hold on. What did you just send me? Hebrew. Yeah, okay, the Hebrew letters that you just sent me were on my freaking floor. Because of the way that the blinds were shining through, my window, they were hitting the carpet on my floor and lit up those letters on my floor. And I'm recognizing some of them now. And I need to go through my phone and send them to you and have you, because those are the same freaking letters. I kid you not, Janet. Those letters that you just sent me, they look like they were the sevens on the ground. They're like yod and like different meanings of Hebrew letters. But they were showing up on our floor, lit up by the sun. God, I got Mount Sinai today in my reading, but I couldn't fucking remember what the word was or pronounce it right. But I got Mount Sinai today in my fucking reading, Janet. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, that symbol, that's special because, yeah, that does have both like the Tesla formation in it. Also like the toroidal field, the 3 dots. Yeah, and it's like the fleur-de-lis. Dude, I feel like this woman writing this book, because remember when I was getting all those weird downloads about Mary Magdalene and I wrote out like 50 pages in handwritten words? It's still upstairs in my room of like downloads that I was receiving pertaining to like the magnolia tree in our backyard, Medusa, Mary Magdalene, all of it. Like, it was like I couldn't stop writing. I felt like, not like possessed, but I felt like there was a reason why I was writing it all down and channeling it, and I couldn't stop writing it. I sat for like a whole day writing these pages down. It's talking in that, below that symbol, it says to indicate the writing was of a sacred nature. Oh my God, it says the sunburst is the Aramaic word for light. Nura, and is the symbol for the Nura foundation. Yeah, I got Sinai, Mount Sinai. Yeah, I'll show you. I just got done editing the video. It's uploading to YouTube as we speak. It's been in the process of uploading. It takes forever. Yeah, I got the word Sinai. And yeah, I got some weird messages in that reading. But what's crazy is that you just sent me those Hebrew letters, and that's what showed up on my floor. Hold on, I got to go back and find that in my phone. There's definitely a message with the rings and the orbs and the equator, all of that.
I can't believe that. Like, that's the symbols. I'd love to know. Oh, I didn't get too in depth to try to kind of decipher. I suppose it does have the alphabet. You can tell kind of what he is and what. Okay. Oh, damn, what was I going to say? Yes, I know what I was going to say. Do you know the first time that I really saw those letters was, I don't know, not that long ago. It was just before, actually, do you know what it was? It was just before we started talking, like a couple of weeks ago, just leading into kind of St. Patrick's Day. So not that long ago. And it all ties in as well, because it was, oh, I wish I knew where I saw it. The Last Supper, the Da Vinci, right? And you know, the windows at the back, they were doing this whole thing of taking like that symbol-y, Yeshua thing, and tricking around with them. But it fits into the Da Vinci painting of the Last Supper as well. Isn't that? Do you want to know what else? I was just looking at lightning and the charges, because this whole power, electricity, lightning, and twin flames being poles, like the polar opposite, but the positive and the negative charge, and that's kind of the electrostatic charge that creates lightning, and then the lightning is a discharge, so that the lightning between in the cloud can equalize, so come into balance, come into equilibrium, all of that, okay? But do you know what a lightning bolt is called also? A branch channel.
Okay, a few things. That's crazy. A branch channel. I was just looking at a tree and looking at how the roots look like fucking veins and also lightning streaks. And 3 mountains in the background that look just like Kristen's picture. And today my daughter also drew a picture of clouds. Look. For some involving like electricity, this is so weird. On my daughter's show in Kanto, there's a girl wearing a yellow dress and above her head is a cloud that's flashing with lightning. Hold on. I'm going to show you this. Look. It's flashing with lightning. Like, really?
Oh my God.
Even weirder is like